We gonna play this Schulz thing?
We should.
Okay. This is the guy, Andrew Schulz, who was on there like talking about wanting to privatize Social Security at one point. I don't know. I haven't seen that much of his show, but sometimes they say some stuff that's interesting. At least some of the co-hosts did on that with that billionaire guy.
Oh yeah, Sachs or Calicut or Palpatine. Chamath Palpatine.
Yes, Chamath Palpatine. That was where the comment of like the Biden people never got back to me.
Right.
All the money I gave. And I've seen follow-up on that, and it is fascinating. It actually came up with like Ezra Klein was on with him, and it's a fascinating exchange. Maybe we'll talk to Ezra about it because I found it fascinating. But nevertheless, is this on Trigonometry, that show?
Yeah, so prepare to get triggered. Everybody.
Oh my God, here we go. This is gonna drive me crazy.
But what's so shocking is how shallow this analysis is. But that's kind of what.
Am I gonna get triggered by this?
Yeah.
Because if I don't want to watch it, because I can't. If I get triggered, my back's gonna go out.
You're a sensitive lefty.
The sides switched so much. You know, when I was younger, like Democrats were cool. They were getting their dick sucked in the office. They were like, right? They were like supportive of like hip hop music. They said, do whatever you want. Like, we don't want to be in your bedroom. They were cool with gay people. Like, it was cool to be a Democrat. Now, conservatives got 3 baby mamas. The president got 3 baby mamas. He's getting pussy left and right? He's cool. He's the one saying, say whatever the fuck you want. So now conservatives have become Democrats. So I don't think I've changed. I just like the dudes that get pussy and say whatever they want.
Dudes.
So it's you want me to be a Democrat again? Get some pussy. Tell me to say whatever I want. I'm there.
That's what the politics is. Tell me to say whatever I want.
Comedy, baby.
It is really. I mean, it's just like I'm triggered by this.
Yeah, me too.
I really am triggered by this.
What we like to do here at Trigonometry is bring in comedians that will pander to our sensibilities and call it a joke.
It is so moronic. Now, I know, we're supposed to say the R word now that it's legal, unfortunately.
It's both legal and cool to say the R word and some gay slurs. Why not? Those are the material gains we're getting under Trump.
What I also love is that Schulz seems to have like aged in reverse. He's like, what is it? Benjamin
Button?
Benjamin Button. What I thought was cool when I was in junior high, I still think is exactly the same cool level of coolness.
What? Having 3 baby moms? Getting laid. He's got a 12-year-old's mindset. That's why this is part of the stuff.
Do you think that he would appreciate a woman who is president who keeps getting laid?
That's what I'm trying to say. Of course not. Of course, listen to what's implicit in this. It's that Trump gets pussy, Kamala doesn't, obviously, right? Or whatever. Or like back in the day, Obama was the cool guy, and then with the culture changing, he's gone with it as well. But underneath all of it is this idea that the coolness is also tied to masculinity and how much you're sleeping around. It doesn't make any sense.
Dark Soul says, I sleep in a race car bed, a moment with Schulz.
Yeah.
But putting aside that for a moment too, understand this happens it feels like it happens like every 5 or 6 years where the right wing tries to convince themselves that they are now the cool anti-establishment. I mean, this happens all the time. It keeps getting recycled and recycled and recycled. 20 years ago, it was, I'm politically incorrect. And now it's like, I'm politically incorrect. It's just that we have a different word for it. I can say the R word or whatever, and I don't care. I mean, the Andrew Dice Clay existed. This is all just rehashed. This is literally what the reactionary mind does. They repackage the old and existing hierarchies as being counterculture.
Right.
And this is Nick Gillespie did it when he was the free market Fonzie, and he sort of aged out of that. And now there's a whole new generation. It's the exact same thing over and over and over again. And if your politics are shaped by, I know he's sort of half joking, but he's really more like 3/4 No. He's more like 1/8 joking.
It's funny because it's true sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just I know it's the dumbest way to talk about politics, and maybe he's just trying to avoid what his politics are. But I believe that he may have been a Democrat for those reasons, because he still seems to have the depth of thought that he had then, and sometimes you get stuck in that.
Yeah, he's a Democrat because he's a child of affluence from New York City and didn't want to be a Republican because I was probably pissing into the wind a little bit.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I'm sorry, but this whole campaign was them saying Trump opened with saying that Kamala Harris is only in this position because she's had sex with the right people. So you can't sleep your way to the top if you're a woman. But he's also referring to Clinton when he's talking about getting your dick sucked in the White House, not Obama, because you think Obama would have been able to get away with having 3 baby mamas, as he refers to it there? like, I mean, come on. The racism and the misogyny that's underlying all of this is just so obvious, but they feel emboldened now.
Every one of these guys in the sort of like content, Rogan adjacent content thing did like 3 days of content on that porn star who had sex with 100 men in a day, being like, how horrible is this? How depraved? And now it's how great Trump is because he's had sex with multiple women. And I mean,
sometimes not consensual.
Yeah.
Sometimes, according to what the courts have said, you were found liable for sexual assault in some of those instances, which is so damn cool.
Also, the free speech thing that is harder to sell now that people can get roughed up by immigration enforcement for saying something bad about Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when was the
We can say the R word, it's just you can't say the P word.
Yes. When was the last time conservatism was cool? What, you want to say like Reagan era when everyone was snorting coke? Like most of the time, progressive thought is cool.
Honestly,
because they're at the cutting edge of culture.
They go through this all the time. I mean, they go through this all the time. Even over the course of the past 20 years, this is like the 3rd iteration of this, where it's cool to be a conservative now. I mean,
you got a shelf life, because we see Donald Trump's approval rating dropping like a stone, because none of this stuff most people are going to be on board with. This is a minoritarian party that's flexing right now because they got back into power. But good luck with that, Andrew Schulz. Good luck with like hinging your politics on what's cool in any given moment.
Listen, everybody's trying to get on the right stuff now. It's like a waiting list. I got on that app early. Oh boy.
I didn't even know what the right stuff was until you gave me more context.
Right.
Exactly. Dave from upstate, but have you looked at how Trump's sex life and slurs have made our economy better? The Mill Rind, 1987, Gordon Gekko, Wall Street. That's when being a conservative is cool. But conservatives thought, like Stephen Colbert, when he was doing the Colbert Report, they thought that he was on their side.
They don't have media literacy.
No, it's just
it's never been cool.
Constant. This is like even like embedded in Breitbart too. The constant like sort of understanding that their worldview is anachronistic.
Yeah.
And the self-consciousness and the desire for it to be cool. And the reason why they insulate themselves in this manner. I mean, the reason why like the Daily Wire guys sit around a circle once a week smoking cigars in a fake like study is because it's the only way they can feel cool.
Yeah. Is
to surround themselves. They do the same thing down at the mothership. It is a closed loop. I know a lot of people, who sort of like somewhat adjacent to that world, aware of that world. It is a closed loop where they sit around and tell each other that they're cool.
And it's all men to a degree as well, because like they also want it to be this insular discussion about about masculinity.
Dude,
without
just
involving
girls
femininity.
Cool.
Right. But
it's not, we don't keep you out because you're a girl. But we just happens that girls aren't cool.
Yes, obviously that's just how it works that way. But like this is an unfortunate thing that this whole podcast ecosystem is doing, and it's resulting in what we're seeing of this extremely like misogynistic backlash. Is they are redefining very negative qualities that are associated with patriarchy as masculinity. We need to more positively define what masculinity means, because these guys are like saying, oh, it's cool that the way Donald Trump has treated women as sex objects at best, and in other instances as victims at worst, and that's like the way that we should be looking towards a man, or like the way that Bill Clinton behaved, where the whole Monica Lewinsky scandal, he threw that young woman under the bus after exploiting her, and Hillary Clinton was complicit in it.
Yep.
And
He's saying
these two things are cool examples of coolness. Yeah. Like, that is what is scary about this, I think, and some of this moment where it's like, no, those were exploitative, deeply disturbing moments, whether it's Donald Trump and how he's treated women, or whether how Bill Clinton did it. No coincidence, by the way, both buddies with Epstein.
That was the one based thing Matt Iglesias said briefly before he changed, wiped the Etch-a-Sketch on his opinions, was that Bill Clinton should have resigned for philandering in the office.
Dan from Columbus reminds us that in 2017, Paul Joseph Watson from InfoWars declared conservatism the new punk rock. That happens every like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't around in the 80s. I can't imagine conservatism was cool in the 80s.
Oh, it was cool, man. Did you see Alex B. Keaton? He was the guy everybody wanted to be. On Family Ties.
Republicans were cool in the 1860s, and then for a little bit of time
they were cool,
but that wasn't conservative.
Greed is good.
Yeah, it's just never happened, guys.
Even that, they don't have the media literacy to know that Gordon Gekko is supposed to be a satirical character.
No,
these are still these are the guys that love Wolf of Wall Street.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, and
Also,
they don't get or American Psycho. A Bit Fruity, great podcast by Matt Bernstein. A shout out to that show. Did a great episode about that guy. You know, the Ashton, what's his name, that went viral with the Saratoga water and okay, whatever. But it's just like how there's this new brand of masculinity on like the influencer space, where it's like about, perfecting your image in this almost Patrick Bateman way, which in the past was considered a sign of sociopathy. But now it's like this manicured thing with faceless women serving you food and drinks and stuff. But it's a little half-baked.
I'm younger than Andrew Schulz, and I remember the Democrats being not friends of like the music I liked. I remember Eminem having lots of lines about Tipper Gore.
Tipper Gore and Joe Lieberman were leading the charge on getting parental advisory stickers.
Also,
I mean, that's why Lieberman was put on the on the ticket, is because he was supposed to be like the representative from the moral majority, essentially, to inoculate Al Gore from Bill Clinton's, it wasn't the exploitation of that woman. It was just like the sexual luridness.
Yes. I just have to correct myself. Ashton Genty is the running back from Boise State. It's Ashton Hall. That's the guy.
That's good. Also, MC Rove was on the Republican side of things, so they were pro-rap back then.
How am I the only one that's seen the Saratoga ice bath video?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Someone help me out.
TikTok?
It's like the biggest viral video of last month. Whatever, but
maybe on Emma's algorithm.
I guess.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.